We haven't done this in so long, we feel awkward, right?
What, sex?
We had sex 3 weeks ago. Damn, because we haven't dated since COVID.
I'm gonna write. I'm gonna write in a CNN talk, change my name to Crust, and say, "Dear Nikki and Chris, I'm crusty because I'm short of vagina." Are you gonna cut that out?
No, I actually might put that in there.
Okay, I want to put that in there too. See, if you break in, we're gonna know.
Absolutely. Okay.
You are definitely in our master bedroom.
Okay, so hey guys, welcome back to another CNN Talk. CNN Talk is where you guys send us emails via this email address and we simply respond video form. So we're gonna jump right in. We don't want to make this any longer than it has to be because this is a really, really long email.
And she said to get me to be here, she would let me if I finish this. So let's hurry up.
So, hi Chris and Nikki. I've been following your channel for a long time and I just want to say I really enjoy your content and love you guys. I've been going through something I don't really know how to proceed and would really appreciate your advice. Here's the story. I've been dating this guy for over 7 months. We met through a mutual friend and have been inseparable ever since. A few weeks of dating, he asked me to be his girlfriend and we've been in a committed relationship ever since. So I thought, that's what she says. I just found out last week that he's been lying to me throughout this entire relationship about multiple things. Background, he's 10 years older than me and has been dating this girl for 6 years, which isn't strange, but it just made me question him since he told me she cheated on him throughout most of their relationship. My BF isn't someone that really takes disrespect from anyone, so I never really understood why he would stay with a girl for so long if she's not a good person, regardless of if he loved her. There would be times that I would make him mad. He would ignore me or threaten to break up with me if I ever did it again. But he stayed with this girl for 6 years throughout her cheating with a bunch of question marks.
This guy that he is no longer friends with ratted him out to our mutual friends and told them that he's been lying to me the whole time. His ex isn't simply just his ex, but is also his baby mama, who he shares 2 kids with. I told him adamantly that I didn't want to date a guy with kids multiple times throughout our relationship. Since I'm only 24 and feel like it's my right to choose what my relationship deal breakers are, and I think that's why he didn't come clean sooner. I understand him being nervous to come clean with me about the kid things, but the other things he's done in addition to this are very hard to swallow
and to come to terms with. I just found out that even though we were in a relationship since 2021, June. He was already in a relationship with another girl since September of 2020. It was a long-distance relationship on Facebook where they bonded over the commonalities but never actually met in person. She also has a child and was very understanding of the struggles he was going through with his ex. So I think that's why he got emotionally attached to her and decided to be with her. He never ended things with her, even after getting with me, and he would still communicate with her regularly and send her money every month. I never even knew because we spent so much time together. I didn't even think it was possible for there to be someone else. Whenever we both had time free, we would spend it with each other. I understand how hard it is to let someone go when they've been there for you during your right times, but it's just the fact that he decided to enter into a committed relationship with me while he already was in a committed relationship with another woman. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so you cheated on her with me and were making promises and plans for us to build something together even though you knew you were keeping things from me. He knew my past, my trust issues, my hurt, my abuse, and still decided to hurt me worse than I could ever have been hurt. So wait, so the only reason I found out the truth is because I found his Facebook account, which he listed under a pseudonym. Wow, how the fuck? She FBI. I confronted him about it and he told me it was just a cover relationship to force his ex back off of him and force her to move on
But a part of me didn't believe it since his ex had seen me around and knew that I was his girlfriend. And she put quotes. I befriended his other girlfriend on Facebook and saw all the posts she made about him and all the romantic comments he left under her posts. Here's where the story takes a major turn. They've never met in person, and they were dating because she lived in Liberia and he lived in Sierra Leone. He talked a lot about wanting to go home and visit his family and considered planning a trip to go home. My BF is a procrastinator and didn't end up buying his tickets to go home until the middle of November. So by the end, it was too late to buy a passport for a regular route through post office. I really wanted to help / support him on his trip and find himself to be with his family, so I helped to find him an express passport company to get his passport with. He also didn't have the money, so I even lent him the money to purchase his passport, visa, and some spending money, totaling to $1,200 that he promised me he would pay me back when he returned on his trip. He used my money, she said that with her chest, my money to go on this trip to Africa and meet / sleep with his Facebook girlfriend, unprotected. Oh no. Whoa. He finally broke down and told me everything last week, but I'm still trying to understand everything. Obviously, I broke up with him and told him I needed space, but I don't know what I should do. I really do love and care for him, but I don't know if being with him sometimes down the future is worth it. He promised to end things with the girl and spend his time apart working on himself and becoming a man I know he's capable of being. Everyone is telling me how stupid I've been for being with him. Honestly, I agree with them, but I never dated / been with someone that has been loving towards me and has made me feel so wanted and appreciated before. Our relationship foundation is based on lies, so I know we can't continue on right, but maybe it's just the right person, wrong time.
Also, something else to note is during his visit to Africa to be with his family and her, he found out that she wasn't whom he thought she was and has been sleeping with multiple men and lying about it and might even be in a relationship with someone out there too. I feel like he didn't end up choosing me over her, but allowed the circumstances to make the decision for him to end things with her. They had an agreement to sleep with other people since they wouldn't be able to see each other, but they promised to not catch feelings or anything else, hopefully, or form a relationship with another person. They both clearly broke that promise to each other, so now I guess things are over. She doesn't know about me, and I wonder if it's even worth to reach out to her. I got some closure from the situation because my gut was telling me something was going on the whole time, and finally everything was confirmed. I really just don't know what to do at this point. Will time fix things for him?
For him and I.
Yeah. I know we need to spend some time apart, but it's worth revisiting this relationship in the near future. Also, even if I'm able to get over cheating, I now have to come up with terms with his 2 children.
Oh, wait. You forgot this part. Cheating in the near future or staying friends / in contact for the meantime.
Please feel free to be brutally honest with me and don't hold anything back. Thank you for taking the time to read this and hopefully respond to me. Hope this is an appropriate topic for this channel to discuss.
Thanks.
So,
you want to start off?
I want to start off because first I'd like to talk.
Sweetie, come in the middle.
Yeah. I'll come anywhere you want, baby.
Sweetie, in the middle, because it just looks
I'll come in the middle.
Camera.
On the side.
Because he's trying to sit on these body pillows that
talk.
you asked for Father's Day that are horrible.
I know, but I'm determined.
You can't be comfortable and do a video. You got to pick one or the other. He got a pillow in between his leg.
That's not a pillow.
Lloyd,
it just looks like a pillow.
Okay. But anywho.
Between my legs. It just looks like a
Okay,
pillow.
so you start, sweetie. What do you think?
Well, this one, there's a couple of problems, and it happens with men and women. So I'm not going to just say it only happens to women, this lady. But when you're dating someone older, 9 out of 10 times, that older person, that's 10 years or over, has a lot more experience in life than you do. So they've learned a lot more than you probably have. And they know a lot more about, we all know what's right and wrong, but after a certain amount of time, you really know that you shouldn't be doing something. And a lot of these that I circled that bother me, the age difference doesn't bother me, but just the fact that, man, once you find out when in the beginning, it's bad to lie at any time, but when you're in the beginning of our relationship, what was so great, and I said this many times, is that I was at a point that when I met Nikki, I just said, man, I'm gonna tell her everything. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna tell her the good and bad and ugly, because what I've noticed as I got older, what I didn't know 10 years earlier, is that the truth always comes out. So, as my mother would always say, so how cool would it be when you're telling the truth that you the truth actually is confirmed, especially with a lady like Nikki that was very in tune with reality. You said he asked you to be his girlfriend, and we've been in a committed relationship ever since. You haven't been. So you're even lying to yourself right now. You haven't been in a committed relationship. You thought you were, but now you know different. So don't say that you were in a committed relationship, because he's been lying to you from day one.
Well, she said, or so I thought.
Right, I know, but I mean, just the fact that so you thought. I just found out last week that he's lying to me throughout the entire relationship. So I mean, right there, you shouldn't even have to write anything else. I mean, that's good enough to leave him and never even have to ask us a question. But what I would encourage you to do is be comfortable loving yourself, being comfortable being alone.
Mm-hmm.
If you can, for everybody out there, if you can conquer the problems with being alone,
Mm-hmm.
then nothing, no relationship can overcome your need for love. So many people take advantage of that,
Mm-hmm.
whether they know it or they don't know it. But I'll let Nikki go on. But that's what really bothers me. What's your initial thoughts?
I agree with what you said. I'm going to piggyback off of what Chris said, but I feel like if women found time to truly love themselves, they wouldn't only look for love in the wrong places, but you wouldn't be okay with settling for less, because at this point it's settling for less. So you said to be brutally honest with you, so I'm going to be brutally honest, and I would say this man does not love you. He could possibly be using you, and you cannot raise a man. I think even having communication with him or his friends still keeps ties to him. So you'll never be able to heal or completely move on and learn yourself and love yourself if you're still dealing with that in any aspect. I would say just dump him and keep it moving. Don't look back. You've had all the red flags in the beginning, and always trust your gut feeling. Like you said that something was off. You knew that something wasn't right. So I would have stopped then.
Some of the other things that stand out, and I know you said that she should just leave him alone, but I would like to go a little further, because there are some other folks out there that could benefit from this conversation. One of the things, this is kind of a side note, but you mentioned that this guy that he's no longer friends with ratted him out. I don't look at that as being a rat. I think his friend obviously has more respect for you than his friend.
But why he only tell after they not friends no more?
But who knows? They didn't say that. He said he's no longer friends with. Maybe they're no longer friends because he told on his friend. I don't know. That would be that's not answered in that sentence.
Mm. And let me add too, he doesn't respect you not only because he's constantly lying to you, but he totally doesn't respect you off the mere fact of you guys being in a committed relationship and having unprotected sex with someone else that he's never met before. He could have bought you something back. That alone, that in itself is big no-no. You don't care about my health. You don't care about me.
And the part where you said you understand him being nervous to come clean?
No.
No
excuse.
No, there's no understanding that.
No.
I mean, because that's going to come out.
And he's a grown ass man.
No, don't. I mean, that's.
Mm-mm.
There's no understanding of that at all.
And also make sure you get your money back. But if not, just again cut it as a loss. But be done. I would say be done without a doubt.
And in the point where you said I didn't even think it was possible for there to be someone else. A horny guy will find time for anything. So just always be alert and pay attention. So
I was looking for this meme that I saw. It was like, it said something about a woman being single for so long are usually the women who will not tolerate or put up with anything, any type of disrespect. So that also goes back to what Chris said when he said to learn to be alone and love yourself, because once you truly do that, and I know Vicky wouldn't mind us throwing her name in here, but Vicky is a prime example of that, because she has zero tolerance when it comes to men because of that, because she truly has taken time to be alone and find out what it means to completely and totally love herself. And she's okay with being alone if that means she got to be alone to not have to settle.
And you as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's always, and it's from a guy's standpoint.
I feel like it's harder for them to understand it from me because I'm married now.
Well, no, but I want them to understand that when a guy knows that that his wife, his girlfriend, or whoever, significant other, if he knows that she doesn't put up with anything, and the minute you show them that you're putting up with something, gives a little crack, and I can get away with this, I'm going to get away with that. I've seen so many. Yeah, go ahead.
People will do to you what you allow.
Exactly. I just remember in the very beginning, you said, "Hey, cut this shit out right now," and there was nothing. There was no hiding or cheating or anything like that. But I just knew right away, this woman's not going to play. She's not going to put up with the thing that my last girlfriend did, which is such a great attribute to have. I mean, it's so. You have so much. You get so much more respect for the woman when they stand up to you, and so you'll try harder, you'll fight harder, and just. And
it's okay to have standards, and high standards. Yeah. Thank you so much for writing us, and I hope that this message reaches you, and I hope that you take the advice we're given and go with it. But you guys, let us know what you think in the comments. What should she do? Yeah, I think this was like a no-brainer though. And I think you know that. You know that, girl. Here's our next topic. Things. It said, mixed feelings, confused and afraid. Hello, I've been watching you guys' videos lately and I love them all. I really don't know where to start. I met this. Okay, I'm going to improvise because I can tell she wrote this really fast. So I met this guy a couple months ago through a dating app. I was really not looking for anything in it, just chat as usual. We started to talk for months, or only through messages or calls. I thought it was weird he didn't ask me for a date right away, so I asked why not. He seemed very interested in me. He said he's in prison right now. At first I thought, no way, he must be kidding. But then he wasn't, and I was shocked. Literally, my hands were shaking and I got some kind of panic attack and couldn't breathe, even though we didn't meet yet. We was like everyday talking, which was really nice. I'm 29, he's 48. He have more than 10 years in prison. And yes, we saw each other once at a hospital. I feel like this is way too much I can handle. Age gap, prison, his past. He was talking about wanting to get married to me. After he gets out, dead serious. I'm very scared. Maybe it's a language barrier. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I really got into him, but I'm so scared. Should I stop talking to him? And he even said, Google me, baby. He must watch our videos. I know, right? He even said, Google me, baby. LOL, crazy. At least he's super honest about his story. He has a lot of power outside of prison. I can't sleep at night thinking about him getting out soon and probably proposing to marry me. Can you please give advice? Thanks.
I would, the first thing I would say is when he's up for parole, go there and say he does not need parole. That he needs to stay in for another 10.
I was going to I don't know if you guys understood that because it was pretty hard to understand. I think there might be a language barrier, but basically she met a guy on a dating app. They've been talking for a couple of months and he's in prison, so that's why he didn't ask her on a date. But now he's talking about marriage. Although they've been continuing to communicate, he's now talking about marriage and wanting a serious relationship with her, and he's getting out of prison soon. But she's a little bit afraid because he has a past and he has powerful people. I don't know what he did, what he did done, but 10 years in prison is a long time. That means something serious. Girl, you need to take this serious.
I'm interested to know how they met in the hospital.
Yeah, she did say that they saw each other once in a hospital.
She needed to go tell more about that, because is she a nurse? Was she?
I don't know.
And
that's so random too.
Yeah, because you know,
did he fake or something?
I
don't know. That's
right?
random. This is a very interesting note, though, nonetheless.
Prison thing. So you want to, you know?
Yeah, I would say just dead it.
Well,
like
that's it.
No, not worth it. Okay. So, I think the camera is either overheating because it got dark. Do you notice?
I'm getting overheated, so you need to cool me off. I'll tell you who I want to do.
Sweetie, can you stop being irritating?
There's only one way to stop me, baby. Press the release button.